Hello everyone. So today I'm going to show you the script to make massing and change them in X and Y direction and also change them in height. After making the massing, you'll be able to give them a color, also move them in X and Y and Z direction. So this would allow you to, uh, when you're massing, you can have a certain square feet of area for a certain program and then have it a place wherever you want, what floor you want, one element going up to all the floors, which would give you an idea with different colors of how your building could be arranged and staying again with the X and Y varying. You can stay in the square feet that you have decided for a particular space. So let's jump in. So I have made this rectangle. That's the length of our site. I just thought that this would be helpful to see what's the area we have. So if you're doing some project other than what we are doing right now, you can change this or you can not have it at all if you just want to play around with the massing. So I would pull in the Grasshopper first. I already have it open. Because we are trying to create box or masses or rectangle, which can be turned into any four-sided shape, we want to start with the element rectangle, that one. So it would create a grid kind of structure because there's not values. So here, if you see x-axis and y-axis, so we would need two number sliders to input into them. So we have this two number side. As soon as you do that, you have a rectangle that they can move. Now we want to have an option where we can decide on till what floor it goes, the floor height, the number of floors, etc. So we would do a element called series here, and then this has three components. So one is the start point, the next is the step. So this is eventually can be used as the start could be the first floor height, the second could be the height after that floor, and the C is count. So that could be the number of floors that you want to go up. Now just copy the number slider from the top. And one S, one N, and one C. I'll probably change the range for all inside 20. And for the count, I'm putting for myself under 10. So now that we have series done, we have to have a script or mathematical formula tell the series on how to go up and down as we like. So I'm gonna use the three mathematical operation is subtraction, and then multiplication, and then the last one would be addition. So these are gonna tell my series on how many least floors I can go, when they go up, how they multiply, and then how they add as they go higher with the first floor with a different height. So the slider that's at the end saying count goes into A minus B, so subtraction. The result of that goes into, I think, the B. Yep, B of the multiplication. And that goes into up. So this is done essentially because the output for the first height is decided, and then you want to add on it. So that's where the addition is used, and multiplication is that number of height for the subsequent floor, and then the last one gives you an idea of how much floors you can go up. And it is important to put a note here that this could not go less than 1 because then there will be no massing left because they'll be going to 0. So this is the mathematical formula setup that we need. And now we can go and see how to extrude it up. And because we wanted to go into Z, I would start with the unit Z axis. As soon as we have that, now we want to move it in in the Z direction. So we'll go for move. And then the output of this has to go in this T saying motion because we want the motion in Z. And the input from the rectangle goes into G because that's what we wanted to go up. So this says that this rectangle, and then Z says it needs to move up. So that's how we're gonna extrude it up. And then what we're gonna extrude is area. So the output from here goes into area. And then I have added extra component to it to rotate. So essentially, we want that the thing that goes up to rotate. And because I'm trying to rotate my building as it twisted, this could be a massing move for some people. So this could be handy if that's a thing. And I just did it out of so the R from the output goes into A, and then the output from the area that says centroid goes to P. Then because it's radius, it's technically degrees. We want a number slider for that too, so that we can decide how much degrees it twists. As soon as you do that, you get the gray box. Now, essentially, our script is ready. We have the rectangle. We have given it the instruction to go up, and now the only element left is loft, and that would just do what we want it to do. I would bring in the first component from rectangle because that's what we want to loft, and then how we want to loft is decided by G. So press Shift and then put it on. So that's how it's gonna rotate. That's a rotating element. I'm putting it to a 0 right now. So let's say the start is 15, and then every step then, so every floor after the first floor is 9, and then it's 0, so it's only the first floor, and then it increases by 9. So if you want this is, let's say this is a space that you want only for first floor, then you can keep it to 0. If you want it to first, second, and subsequently up. And the basics of the whole massing could be changed from here. So if you want something to be longer, wider, I'm keeping this geometry for now. And the first thing I would do is go ahead and group all of this because we'll be copy and pasting it later to have multiple massing options. And then I would mass the rest together. Now, the last element that we're gonna add into this is something that I call moving the whole mass, because after we had decided we don't want to bake and then move it or place it somewhere that we want, and then after a certain talk we decide that okay, this particular massing is not supposed to be here, somewhere else, and you have to go back to the script and do it again. So I have figured out a way to do it right in here. So we would say move again because we essentially want to move, and then I would take loft and move. As soon as you have this, you can see you have two massings now that are lying on top of each other. So I would go ahead and close the preview for that. So now you have just one element that's gonna essentially move. Now, as we wanted to move in X, Y, and Z, I would go ahead and get X unit, Y unit, and then Z unit into it. And because we want certain number to be moved, we would take number sliders for each of them. It's kind of squeezing in. And now as soon as we connect one of it to the move motion element, you can see it starts moving. And then you want it to move into Z direction, that's where it goes Z. And then if you want to move into Y direction, sorry, and when you want to move into Z, it can go up and down too. This could help you to place your massing anywhere on the side you want. And you see a lot of squares and rectangles right now. So I would go ahead and preview off all the previous previews. So now all you see is the massing and how you move it. And still you can, even after you move, you can change them, make it into something that you want. Then you can change the count every time you're using it. So I would group them. And the last thing I wanted to show you is how to color swatch them, because after we have a lot of massing, it'd be really hard for you to differentiate what was what. You sometimes forget. So here's a quick way of how you can color swatch your element. Is go for mesh colors. Mesh colors. There you go. And then now you'll see a whole different element where we want the element swatch into it. Decide on a color that you want. Maybe yellow. Yellow is my favorite. Then put it into see. So now you see, but you still see the double coloring. So I would go ahead and preview off the last move. So now what you see is a perfect yellow box. Now group them. So this is essentially one of the massing that you could use. So I would go ahead, select them, and do scribble. And let's just say public hobby. Here you go. So the first massing is ready. So now you can copy the script, paste it down, and change it to, let's say, stairs. And then you can go ahead and change the swatch, let's say blue, and then maybe obviously size, and then this would go all on the building. So let's say 5 floors for you, and then you can move it wherever you want, outside too, and that's how you can repeat it over and over again for how many massings you need to get a whole layout, and then move things here and there as you talk with your partner. And that's probably it for the video. I hope it's helpful and helps you plan your massing and the layout. Thank you.